Hello my fellow gamers and welcome once again to Perafilozof City Skylines Let's Learn to Plays. You will know that in the previous episode I had built my new part of the city, which was designed like a circle. Over here, you can see it now. I had first thought to make it with 6 lanes and 4 lanes, but those create traffic lights, so I decided to use the 4 lanes. We'll see how that turns out. I have placed a cargo terrain terminal in the middle of it, and around it it's going to be industry, then a little bit of trees, then a little bit of commercial, and the rest will be high density residential. Over here I have a dam which has stabilized at 240 megawatts of power. Because that power is really high and expensive, I had destroyed my coal power plants and only producing extra power with the incinerator plants. And while the dam was stabilizing and I didn't know how much power it was gonna give me, I had built 2 advanced wind turbines here, because at this spot they give off their maximum 20 megawatts. So I have extra water and extra power, and I can start zoning here for more. The industry is already asking for services, which I should definitely provide, so I'm gonna go with a medical clinic. Just to see how it's gonna cover. So this one would go up here and the other one would have to go down here. Okay. I will just build one for now because I don't have all these circles filled. Same with the fire department, police station, and then I will need a school for the residential, which is not going to be here but a little bit further up, so I will build it over here. Alright, now I need more industry. It will go onto these places over here. I think I'm going to have this circle with industry, then the second one, a third one, and I will see whether or not to build a fourth circle out of industry as well. I won't build an industry here where my services are, so that they won't have to stop for anything when they have to rush out with their cars. But I will build industry up here. Now I will need to transfer some power up here. I will use a park for that. And just see where to put it. Over here. And then I can build homes around here. Or would that be still too close? 1, 2, 3. This may still be industry. This one will be empty, so the residential would be here. Well, in that case, I would either have to give it some industry to get the power to develop up there, and even some commercial if that will help the power to expand. There we go, that one is up. And if only I could get a little bit of commercial here, but I don't think that that's gonna happen. What I could do is put some offices. I think offices would go up. I'm doing this with zones because I'm trying not to put any more power lines, because I need these areas clear for zoning. There we go, first residential going up. Let me dezone this so that there's a higher chance that an office will pop up over there. Come on, I don't want to build any more power lines. Still waiting. I think I won't even need these power lines here anymore. Yep, exactly. But I may need to expand on my water. There we go, finally an office, and that will bring the power to the residential. Excellent. And now the school has power as well, and they can start getting being educated as soon as they move in, because they haven't moved in yet. Alright, I can have more industry now. This can be a circle for offices and forests and parks. I'm thinking another park would need to be built close by. See if I can fit something in here. Nothing seems to be small enough. I'm not going to build zones next to these roads because these are flow roads for traffic flow and not to have any entrances and exits on them. A park I think is fine as long as it's not a big one. These are all too big to fit there. Yep, still too big. Oh, okay, I will build one over here then. Say this one costs 15,000, 7,500. There. Okay, so this is an office, and let's say I build a little bit more of offices over here like this. And then I fill the area behind the offices with some nice trees using the tree brush tool. That is a mod that you can download from the Steam Workshop. There we go, industry is popping up nicely because I have a huge demand, and I can probably fill in these portions here with industry. Okay, I should have a higher demand for residential right about now. Has anybody moved in here? They are moving in at the moment. So I could make another neighborhood right on top of this one. The industry seems to need more workers. That should be fixed very soon. How am I with my expenses? Oh right, I should make a new district here. Just for industry. Oops. Ah, crap. I made several districts. Okay, let's delete everything. Now start from here. There we go. And I'm going to call it Industry Central. Yeah, very inspiring, I know. The policy that I'm going to use is smoke detector distribution so that there would be fewer fires in here. Okay, don't need any other for now. Industry still has a high demand. I could think about some more offices over here. If the power can expand, it's probably gonna give me a heartache to expand the power into these other areas if I don't want to build next to these roads. Alright, higher demand for residential. This is already filled up, it seems, but I haven't moved in yet. Alright. Let's get a few more homes built. Is everything covered by water? Yes. How is my water and power? Plenty of both. The traffic is of course light. No problems for now. I know that this park here in the industrial area doesn't make much sense, but I have noticed that parks do seem to have an influence on the industry. Check this out. This industry here is green, this one down here is red, and all because of this park. See, it's level 2, almost level 3, while this one over here also level 2 and level 3. Interesting. But as you can see, these are all 2 level 3s, and it seems to have a positive effect on industry to have parks. Maybe I saw an interesting post on the forum Reddit. Maybe somebody said, well, the workers have to go to a park for lunch breaks. So yeah, you might say that that's the reason. Okay, going to need some power lines here. No power lines necessary up here. Good. The garbage dump is over here, and I should put an incinerator right next to it so I can start burning down the trash as it comes along. Can go there and connect it to my power grid. Well, I don't really need to connect it right now. I'll connect it later on to the power grid. Oh, but it needs water. Okay. There. Now it will have water. I can have more industry. If you didn't know, the offices, even at the same tax level as industry, pay way less taxes than the industry themselves. So you can check this out over here in this area. You can see that I have probably around 50% of offices compared to the 100% of industry, and I am still getting only like a sixth of the taxes that I'm getting from the industry. So offices pay way less taxes than industry does, which makes sense if you consider how much pollution the industry makes, so you have to have a trade-off. There seems to be more commercial that's abandoned. The thing about commercial getting abandoned seems to be that your parks have something to do with the demand for commercial, and they cannot destroy that demand, and so your commercial buildings go out of business. I'm not sure is that meant to work like that. Somebody said that they found an error in the developer's calculation, when it comes to commercial demand and parks. So it might be that that will just have to be fixed in a later patch. This part of the city seems to function without my supervision. I know that these roads look terrible, but they do serve their purpose very well. How are the garbage dumps? 40, 40, 80. So hopefully they will be burning down most of this. I don't remember have I expanded this area. Seem to have expanded it too much. I'm catching offices with my residential district. I'd rather not have that. I could have expanded my residential area further in this part of the city, but I saw no need to do that because I want them to be moving in over here. And considering that I mentioned moving in over here, I seem to have more need for industry and more need for residential, so I can keep building up this area. Let's see some heavy industry over here. The pollution should stay isolated to the area behind the offices, and my residents shouldn't see any pollution whatsoever. When it comes to the noise pollution, it's created a bit by the roads. I could have maybe upgraded some of these roads to the ones can be upgraded to this type. Alright, I wanted to upgrade to this type. This decreases noise pollution because it has trees. Let's check the noise pollution map now. There we go, you see. The noise pollution goes down because these roads have trees on them. And you only pay the difference in the value of the roads, you do not pay for an entirely new road. I seem to finally have some demand for commercial. Let's see, high density commercial. It does create sound pollution. Need to be wary of where I'm going to put it. Let's say one over here. There we go, it's going up. Let's say one over here. I could plant some more trees here. And I could probably place some more parks as well. Yep. None of them are small enough to place behind buildings, which is very annoying. Oh well. That should increase the land value and make the citizens much happier. And not only citizens, but industry, offices and commercial as well. How are the zones? Excellent. They're developing nicely. I could have some more offices and some more industry. just see about that pollution. I'm hoping the trees will keep the pollution in check. And I definitely could increase the residential zones as well. Now, would I need a high school here? Is a good question. Let's see, where's my services? Over here. It would kind of cover a good area, but might be better to place the high school somewhere up here. It's gonna have a good coverage of the residential. Has power, excellent. And I can just keep expanding here, it seems. Okay, what? Ah, right, that's okay. The entrances are working nicely. The cargo terminals are working nicely. Here in the old part of the city I seem to have low land value. Why is the land value low? How is it that one sees land value? Bubbles? No. Here it is. Low land value. Alright, but how do I increase that? Do I have any parks close by? Well, I have parks almost everywhere. I don't really have a park here though. Could have placed a nice park here. There. Done. Yeah, I didn't plant trees here. Let's add some trees. There we go. Some trees here as well. Okay, one additional thing. Alright, I was trying to see why the land value was low in some places. Not sure what made this part here have a high land value. Was it the parks? And maybe an absence of noise pollution? No, because I still have high land value here and I have noise pollution, so it's not it. As for the parks, well, they do seem to coincide with where there is high land value. But then again, why is this spot with high land value? Oh, because of this park here. So it could be that it's mostly parks that create high land value. Let's test that out. This place here has this between blue and green. And what happens if I add another park here? Let's say something nice. Did you guys notice any change? I kinda didn't. Guess I will have to really look at some information about the land value before I can figure that one out. Although I did forget to get a cemetery. I don't really need a cemetery very early on because these are still all new sims. and they won't die anytime soon, but okay, let's say I get one, like over here next to the high school. There. The fire station is covering this area and the police station as well. You'll notice that I'm using the smaller ones. I kind of have an easier time placing them than the big ones. Plus, it's easier to see exactly where the influence is going to be compared to the big one. I mean, it shows that it has a huge influence like this, and maybe two would be enough to cover all of this, but then they would be coming out from a single place here and a single place here, and if the traffic is blocked, they're blocked. But if I have like 4 or 5 of them, then they can go from different directions and go to the crime and fire if it's a fire station, firehouse, and have easier access. So I'm thinking that centralizing the services that much into a single building may not always be the right answer. I believe this is enough for this video. Thank you all for watching, and please stay tuned for more.